Okay, everybody, hello there, and welcome to the Always Moving podcast. As always, I'm your host, Lyndon Suvanto, and today is episode 11, and we have number one fan deserves two number ones for the 11th episode. Kraig Fischer, Kid Captain, Brisket, Biscuit, K Swiss, K Fish. How you doing, my man?
What's up, Lindo? Thanks for having me on, man. Dude, I'm so double number one. What's up? I'm here. We're in.
Step on. What are you gonna do?
I thought we were gonna have Eric Bischoff's back, but this is my first time. So next time I come on,
next time you get it, yeah, you have to be on before you get it on back.
Episode 111.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
So how you been, man? How's work through quarantine life?
It's good, dude. We're still working, so
like, you do work from home now, or you're in the office, or you're just shit didn't change at all?
Yeah, no, we're a pretty small company, and we got a pretty decent sized office. So we're only 20 people. Actually, we're only 15 in this office, and room for like probably 30 of us. So we can spread out, and you don't even know people are there if we're there. So lots of room there. We're going to the office, but I'm like 50-50 in the field and office right now. So nothing's really changed if I put a mask on when I go into the
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's pretty good, because I mean, like, I know Garrett and some people, they're working from home, and it's just like, I gotta get the hell out of here.
So I can't drink a beer on the podcast. Is that all right?
Buddy, you can drink 5.
Okay, I'll go with 1. I'm doing 1.
Promote your show. You're doing the advent calendar. Show us what you got.
Yeah, promotion. Little Guy Liquor, Sherwood Park. They do a 24-day beer advent calendar, and today was Apex Predator Brewing Black Spruce Porter.
Hashtag not a sponsor yet.
yeah. Apex Predator sponsor the podcast. No, fantastic beer, fantastic porter. I'm a huge fan of today's. So it's very good.
What's been the best one you've had so far?
Oh God.
And more importantly, what's been the worst one?
Okay, I know the worst one for sure. It was like Brewcade Brewing.
Yeah.
It was like a limited edition seasonal beer. It was just gross. It was like super fruity, but it was like sour and just messed up the brew, and it was really bad.
You're like, well, I don't want to continue this calendar anymore.
yeah. And the worst part was on a Friday too. So it was like, God,
I could use a good one today, and it's just
The best one was one from Highline Brewing. It said smokes on it, which was like it threw me off, but it was really, really good. So
right on, man. Yeah,
shout out sponsors. We need some sponsors on the pod.
Yeah, there we go. And you've had a long day because you basically just got home. So enjoy that beer, my friend.
That's how it's been the last couple of days. A couple long site days. So I get home and it's instantly just cracked.
I gotta get to that calendar quick.
I need to unwind today. So no, it's good, man.
Yeah. So I was kind of curious. Walk me through like your job, your title, what you're doing, and kind of your day to day. Because I get snaps from you every now and then, and it's like, this guy doesn't do shit. And then I get stories from you, and you're like, just under a bridge with people aren't supposed to be driving under, and they're just blowing by with trucks. And
it's awesome, man. I work for a company called MPA. We're specialized in kind of small bridges and bridge-sized culverts.
Yeah.
I guess my title is a junior bridge engineer, which sounds like awesome. Awesome. No, it's a cool job, man. Like it's my first job kind of in the civil engineering industry, and I'm designing like bridges, which I mean that's awesome, like
that's your thing, man. I've never known. I love bridges. I've never known a guy who loved bridges more than me, and I met you.
Yeah. No, it's I mean, even like when I was little, I just I love Lego and like connects and stuff, and like love building stuff, and using my hands. I was always a big I love like shop class in school. Then I was better with numbers, and I was like, well, how do I put these 2 and 2 together? And it's kind of
so sorry to cut you, but like this was, I'm going to go do this type thing. Like it was all kind of leaning that way the whole time, like your whole life, right?
I knew I wanted to do something in the construction world, because it was like I just love like building. I love seeing things built, and I didn't know I was going to be an engineer really per se. You know, your parents always want you to be a lawyer and a doctor, and like that's not happening. I'm not sort of
that ain't me right there.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I was good with math and kind of I like science and physics and stuff. So it's kind of just like, oh, that's what engineers do. I'm like, well, let's try this out. But then I was like, well, any kind of engineers build stuff, and they're like, yeah, that's what civil. Like, I mean, they all build stuff, but I'm like, I want to see big things get built, like bridges, skyscrapers, and they're like, yeah, be a civil engineer. And I was like, all right, let's try it out.
Let's give it a whirl here.
Yeah, I remember like first year schooling. It's like first year's general.
Yeah.
And then you kind of have to like pick your specialties after that. And there's like 50 or like 60 specialties you could have picked from.
Yeah.
And there was like civil traditional or like civil co-op where you go work through your schooling.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, pick your top 10 because you know you might not have good enough marks to get like into the top 3. So you might get 4, 5, and 6. And I just put 2 in there. I was like, if I don't get into civil, then I was like, I'll go be a carpenter or something because like I just knew I would like build stuff, and I was like, well, if I'm not gonna be an engineer doing it, I might as well just actually go do it, right? So
what are like some of these options? I didn't know there was that many that you can go into.
It's like crazy
from the program.
Crazy. Yeah, there's like, God, like even just inside civil, there's structural, environmental, water resources, construction, geotechnical, and traffic are like the 6 branches of civil engineering. And then there's like mechanical engineering, and that's got its own like
this plethora of options,
million things, and electrical engineering. God, what are the other ones? That's attention I paid to that. Chemical engineering. Like, yeah, it was civil or bust for me. So I was like, I was pretty mainstream, but there's like, it's just so many, and
that's pretty cool though that you got into the one you wanted to do. So I mean you probably put in some work, but I mean that's
once you get in, it's just like I was just like so happy, and it's like you just got to pass at that point, you know, just get through it, right? And,
was it how long did you do it for? 4 years?
Yeah, 4 years at U of A.
Yeah. And would you say it was pretty difficult, or which year was like the hardest, or was it just like, I don't know if I'm gonna get through this thing?
Man, my very first test, we were playing handball at Puerto Rico, and you know, you come from high school. We took a year off, went to Denmark, right?
Yeah.
So we came back, you know, you're kind of getting back into the swing of things, and that test was on like Friday. I remember this vividly. And we practiced like all day, every day that week because of going to Puerto Rico on the Saturday.
Yeah.
And I wrote this math test on the Friday. Didn't study like a lick for it. And I get my grade back. My first ever test at university is like, wow, 35%. Like, oh.
Okay.
So right then and there, I knew this might not be for me.
Yeah.
And then the final on that course, same course, they like give you like because you marked on the curve.
Yeah.
So I got my test score back before my course score.
Yeah.
The test score was like a 45. So like a little bit better, but I still failed.
Yeah.
And then like I got my course mark and it was like C+.
Yeah. So
I just like I passed the course, but I failed all these tests. So I was after that point, I was like, man, like, I got to put way more time into this.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to focus in here if I want to do this kind of thing.
That's good though. That you obviously got your ass handed to you right at the beginning there.
But that was across the board. All these tests, it was just like 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Just you're not used to it, right? And it's just, oh God, you got to try. Right? But it definitely got difficult year after year.
Yeah.
But you start like you specialize more, right? So
you
harder, but you're enjoying it more, so it doesn't seem harder.
Yeah.
So honestly, the hardest year was the first year, because
you kind of don't know what to focus on more or less, and then
and you're in these like I was in these like chemical engineering courses. I'm like, I hate this stuff. Like I in this, and it's like super hard. And you're like, what am I like, I don't want to be here. Even if I fail, I don't care because this is stupid. But no, it gets harder, but it gets more enjoyable. Like my 4th year was easily my best year.
Yeah.
In terms of how much I enjoyed it, and I did the best, right? And it was awesome. I loved it.
So I'm assuming when you got your choice, chemical engineering was the first one off the list.
Oh God. I was just like, I just scrolled down the list to civil. I was like, I just want to do civi traditional too.
Yeah.
Like their 4-year program. And I was even like questioning, do I even put the co-op on there?
Yeah.
Because co-op's usually the like more chosen one. I was like, I really don't care about co-op either. Like, do I just put one? No, I should probably put 2 just in case.
You know how close it is, like alphabetically, to accidentally click on chemical and
yeah. Wouldn't that be something? Oh boy.
So then after that first year, and you kind of got hit with a reality check on the program, like, how were you able to? Because we still played handball and stuff together. How were you able to balance all this together? Because for a while there, we were all over the place, and that one year we're like Mexico, Greenland, Paris, and we're going all over. And at the same time, that would have been your 4th year then, right?
Yeah. Man, it was challenging, dude. Like, don't get me wrong. My marks definitely took a hit because of it. I remember like one of the years we like went on a trip, and like you can't miss a day of school, right? You guys you learn something new every day. And we missed like a week, so I missed 3 days of classes, or in one of those classes. And just like we got to like, I got back. It's like you try and catch up, but you can't because you're just still bored. So on the test was like that question was based on like that week worth of learning. Just skip the question. I was like, I was away. I really wrote like I was in Puerto Rico or something, Greenland. I was just like,
not applicable.
Yeah, I was like, just give me the 0 on this. Like, but no, it's you balance it. You do your best. When you see you're struggling in school, you pull back from handball a little bit. You know, when you're doing well and you're caught up on things, and you train a little harder, do a little more handball. And there's definitely a balancing act. And
so that was the thing I was always curious, because like you were going through your schooling, and Gordo was doing his schooling, and like all these guys are doing their stuff. I'm like, man, glad I'm not dealing with this shit. Like, I'm just some scumbag free rider just walking around. Like,
yeah, school's a stressful time, man. Like, I know I got some friends in school right now, and just like working and stuff, and like, you know, workday kind of ends, and like you just like that's it, you know. But school, like these assignments and stuff, they like hang on you, and then you got midterms and finals.
You got deadlines, and you got this. You got to study. You got to finish this.
And just like you couldn't pay me to go back to school. Like, it was just such a like stressful time, and I was like, no chance to go back. I mean, maybe I'll go back one day for like a master's or something, but now it's not even in my picture, you know. Like, no, I couldn't deal with that again.
So then, after you graduated, don't you guys get like a ring or something?
Here we go. Yeah, here we go.
Some engineering stupid ring, or like it made of a bridge or something, wasn't it? Or
so like the big urban myth is like it's the
actual cult, aren't you?
Sorry?
You guys are like a cult, aren't you?
Yeah, honestly. No, the bridge in Montreal, it collapsed like 3 times during construction.
Yeah.
Like the one, the big metal one. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? That collapsed like 3 times during construction. Yeah. And like the myth is all that metal was reclaimed to be make into these rings, but it's like, no, like that iron would rust, and it's impossible to make into rings. So it's like we just use stainless steel, and that it's a reminder. You're supposed to wear it on like your working hand.
Yeah.
So that like when you sign stuff, it's like it reminds you that, hey, like you're responsible for killing people if you kill people.
If you screw this up. So you're just
if your design fails, you kill someone kind of thing.
Like, oh, I should probably play on my phone all day. Oh, wait.
Yeah, something like that.
There's lots of mistakes, possibly.
Yeah, but you gotta. I'm careful what I wear it. I don't like to wear it on construction sites and stuff, because there's definitely a stereotype around.
People don't like you, do you?
It's like, oh, like the iron ring on, hey, like
here we go.
Yeah. So he's gone. Let's not listen to what he said.
because like I've worked all different jobs and stuff, and anytime the engineer asks the engineer or the engineer shows up, like, God, people don't like the engineer. How much like shit do you take, or like do people know like I can't say anything to this guy, or
Yeah,
especially that you're so much younger, most likely than everyone you see at a site. So
yeah, yeah, you got to take it with a grain of salt. Like, this guy's been doing this for 30 years, and then I've been doing this for what? I'm gonna come tell him what's up, like, no
yeah,
chance, right? So, my boss told me, yeah, it's another great way to say it. It's like, we're here. This is where we got to get to.
yeah,
Like, which path do you want to take to get there? Do you want to take the frustration path? Do you want to take the piss the guy off path? Or do you want to take the work together and try to figure out a solution path?
so you're just going up like instantly.
Yeah. Can I go back first, piss them off, and then come back? Like, how's it
Say no more.
Yeah. No, so you try and work together, and you do your best to again get to the end goal, right?
Yeah.
I think one thing too, like, I always have to remind myself is like, there's always different answers. There's more than one solution out there, right?
Yeah.
And everything's perspective and how do they see this, and like you always got a different way of getting somewhere, right? And their way might be better than my way.
Yeah, like how often or how do you work through it where, say, in your like research or your paperwork or your numbers, it's like, no, it should be this way, but then this guy has done it for so long and it's like, no, this will be a better way or be more efficient or it'll work better. Like, that's kind of the issues you guys have to work through. And
a little bit, yeah. Like, more on my side, like, we're building bridges, so a lot of things is like kind of quantity based. And like, for instance, when we build a bridge, like, we put piles in the ground.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, it's so uncertain what kind of materials underneath these piles.
Yeah.
Right. Like, geotechnical like reports to like drill a hole and see how far down we go, kind of thing. But it gets pretty costly compared to just kind of winging it and like start dropping piles and
hope for the best
where you get to, right? So stuff like that is it's very like variable, and like we kind of do our best engineering guess of this is how deep we think it's going to go, but if we hit sand down 120 meters down,
we're going deeper.
Right? Like because it always comes back to, like, especially as an engineer, like, you do think that like you are responsible, you put your name on that paper. Like, if this thing collapses, like, you're the one who's
that's you. Yeah,
they're coming after you, right? So you always come back to that as like, are you comfortable with it?
Yeah.
Right. And, especially when you're like new in the field like me, it's like, man, I don't know if it's gonna work. Like, I don't, maybe like, I don't want to be the one to be like, yeah, it's fine, and then it collapses, right? So
yeah.
A lot of like asking bosses and asking people like, hey, from your experience, is this okay to like let go? Because I don't want to be the one to say, yeah, this bridge falls down and
CTV News, Kraig Fischer's name's all over this thing.
Yeah, exactly, right. I mean, but you got to balance, like, hey, how much like the work and kind of stress levels and how people are feeling, and you really got to pay attention to like, okay, what am I going to tell this guy today because he's having a rough day? Like, he's gonna lay it on him, or is it just, it's a lot of relationship stuff. And
so like you're like bosses and coworkers who've done it long, or do you like let's call him like Dave and be like, yo, Dave, I need some advice right here.
Yeah. I remember just a couple days ago, we have like our civil engineering technicians. They're like big field guys.
Yeah. And
they're out there all the time. And, you see something where it's like, I don't know if this is going to work at all, man. Like, have you seen this? They've been there for 15 years, and he's seen everything. I swear to gosh. And he's just like, oh yeah, don't worry about that. Like, that's no problem. And I'm just out there like, oh God.
Oh, I don't like this at all.
And they're just like, ooh. I'm like, do I say anything? It's like, I'm gonna quick phone call, guys. Yeah. So no, that's good though.
Yeah.
He's pretty understanding. So
that's pretty good, man. I mean, especially I feel like there's a lot of stress potentially in certain jobs you got to do. So it's nice that you have like a good support system in your company there. So
Yeah, and let's get to the weekends and you start calling and no one picks up. Then it's like, oh boy, okay.
I remember you like,
I'm the guy today.
tell me the one thing, and the guy was like away on vacation or something, and you're like, oh, he was like skiing or something, and it's just like, oh, this is good.
Some days that Sunday night, contractors working at 8:00 and no one else is working in your company, and you're on everyone and no one's picking up. It's like, all right, I'm making this decision. Let's do this.
Here we go. Step up.
My name on it today. Yeah.
So then the one thing I was curious about, which I always kind of ask people with their different jobs and stuff, is what you learned in sport. Have you been able to transfer any of that over? Because obviously, I mean, like throwing a ball is not going to help you digging a hole or something, or like planning out where you're putting these piles, but like leadership or patience or responsibility and stuff like that, is it transferred over?
Oh man, big time. Just like first thing is teamwork, man. Like you do have your role, but like you play a role as a part of, like I said, like you're here and here, and it's not just one person there, right? Like it's several people, subcontractors, contractors, bosses, different clients. Like there's everyone involved, and you have to be able to treat people a certain way and get the most out of them, even though they don't want to put in 100% effort, right? So teamwork's a big one. Kind of those days in the gym where you're just having a bad day and it's like, you know what, we're just gonna keep going. It's like you on site and
punching through this thing.
It's like, well, you know what, let's just buckle down and keep her going, kind of thing, right? Or you have a deadline coming up and it's like, man, I really want to sleep right now, but this has got to get done, right? So, I throw rocks at work sometimes, so that's helped me.
I make a lot of money at lunchtime. Just bet you I could throw over that tree.
Yeah. You want to race? I don't.
Well, you'll win that one, but
yeah. So no, it's good, man. I really enjoy my job right now. Being new in the industry, it's still like you just learn every day, right?
Yeah.
You see different things. Even today, I took a video of like dumping off these like rocks and just like these like they're boulders, man, like just huge. And like I'm standing across the construction site. Like, it's such a minimal thing, but like it dumps this thing and you just feel the ground shake beneath you. Like, this is like some serious stuff. Like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
So then I guess my last thing, I will won't keep you up much longer, is where do you kind of want to get with it? Like with your career and job, do you know kind of where you want to get? Do you want to have like your boss's job or like what progression could?
What if they're gonna watch this or not?
What progression can you make come from where you're at? Because you're a junior, so then you can be a senior, and then
you kind of go into like there's like an intermediate phase.
Where
you kind of take on more responsibility, bigger projects. Then you just get to kind of senior engineer and then super senior engineer, I guess, for 30 years and like I'll stamp anything because I just know it's going to work kind of thing. And no, right now I'm just learning, man. Like kind of take on more responsibility, trying to get away from asking so many questions on a daily basis. I mean, questions are good, but you don't want to call the boss 15 times.
Actually show that you're qualified,
that and just considering to learn right now. I like building stuff. I like building bridges, so I like where I'm at.
Is there like a dream like I want to build a giant bridge that goes across a river or something?
I got a big one coming up actually. It's kind of near Tomahawk. And, it's gonna be big for like our company size, right? So pretty pumped about that. I don't know, a dream project like that one in Edmonton, the Walterdale, like that was just like that's an unbelievable structure to me. It's like that's really cool. And
I know a dude that worked on it.
It's like
an architect for that job.
Oh really?
Yeah,
like being able to do something like that, or
because like a project like that's anywhere you see a photo or video of Edmonton, that's what they show now. Like
literally, right?
And like the skyline basically of Edmonton there.
I mean, all those pictures I do, I just take a picture, put it in my bedroom. It's like, I don't see this, but I'll see this, See,
the laptop's not showing, but there's all these pictures of small bridges.
I got the Golden Gate Bridge on the wall over there. So.
Nice.
I mean, there's no like super project. I'm like, guys, we got to go after this. Like, this is.
We got to get this one.
Yeah, but no, I mean, something like that still would be like, I would be such a bit of a part of right now that it's like,
that it's like,
I designed it. What are you guys talking about?
give me, I was there every day and hold the blueprints up and.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the hell out of here, Kraig.
It's awesome. Yeah. So.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I will let you go there because I know you're probably getting tired. You got another beer to pound down here, so.
I'm almost done. I got 3 fingers left. So.
Oh, you're good. Enjoy it in peace, my friend.
Yeah, I actually got to go do some more work stuff here. So.
Never end. Not enough time in the day, my friend. Not enough time in the day.
We're busy, man. We're busy right now. It's good.
Yeah. So thank you for being on. Guest number or episode number 11. There it is.
There it is. What it do? Shout out to all the fans across the world watching this podcast.
Oh, look at that. You just won some hearts. Because I think I'm in 13 different countries I've had streams now. I picked up the Netherlands yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, right on, Netherlands people.
Just, I'll link your resume to that. We'll get you that dream project right away.
Apex Brewing, what's up, guys? Come on, sponsor the pod.
Check this guy out. Well, thanks again, Kraig. And for everyone that's listening, this has been the Always Moving podcast with Lyndon Suvanto. You want to say it?
No, you got it. As long as you say it, you got it, man. I'll say it. Okay, let's do it.
You do it.
It's the Always Moving podcast. Let's keep this thing moving, people.
Boom. Thanks, Kraig.
Thanks, man.
Take care.